Objection, Your Honor. That's not right. That's not
Ms.
true.
Ms. Gubaleva, you've been able to
that's not
speak.
the
It's her
truth.
turn.
That's
It's
not
her
the truth.
turn.
They-
We have to follow the rules.
But what's the lie? Me to sign the order in the form in which it was sent to me by plaintiff's attorney. So I would like you to see it and to clarify it for me, if it's possible, please.
Ms. Quist.
Your Honor, I think you did state your basis at the beginning of this hearing, like I said, where I think we're all in agreement. The one issue appears to be that we stated that the court was fully apprised.
Objection, Your Honor. That's not right. That's not the truth.
Ms. Gubaleva, you've been able to
that's
speak.
not the
It's
truth.
her turn.
That's
It's
not
her
the truth.
turn.
they-
That's- We have to follow the rules.
But what's the lie? What
Ma'am,
can I say?
you can't, I'm going to mute you because I need to hear what Ms. Quist has to say. Go ahead, Ms. Quist.
Interested in getting the order entered. I think you stated the basis at the beginning of the hearing. The big objection from what I'm sifting through all these pleadings, the big objection is that we stated the court was fully apprised of the premises, which we always do because both counsel argued on behalf of their clients. I declined to remove that because words have meaning, and I know that she is setting this up for an appeal. So I am being very careful about it. Having said that, I think we can all agree on defendant's motion to set aside the default was denied. Defendant is entitled to a hearing on damages. The plaintiff bears the burden of proof that the proposed division is equitable under the court rules. Defendant may not participate in the hearing. Defendant is not allowed to engage in discovery and remains in default, and this hearing was scheduled for today. I think we're all in agreement on that. I would like to move this case forward. And I have a concern about removing a sentence that states that you were apprised by counsel of the situation at an oral argument and in pleadings. So I have an objection to that. I have a case up on appeal right now, and words have meaning. So that was my objection. That's why we couldn't get the order entered.
Ms. Gubaleva, is that correct? Is that what you're objecting
No.
to? Can I finish let me finish my question first?
Sure.
Okay. So is your objection, is it to that phrase that the court was fully advised in the premises?
My objection. No, that's not an only one.
Okay. So can you very briefly and very short, clearly say what exactly in the proposed order you're objecting to?
Скажите коротко, чем вы не согласны?
In other words, let me make it even clearer. What in the proposed order is something that I did not say in the transcript?
В этом приказе какая часть вы не согласны?
I would like to ask the court to clarify whether defendants.
No. I need you to answer my question. What
Sure.
in the proposed order does not reflect what I said in the transcript? Stop and let her translate, okay?
The problem is that she said she can be participating in this order, but she got paperwork that says she's not allowed to participate in this order.
I wouldn't mind. I mean, that's fine, but that's not correct. And second,
All right, just a minute. I'm looking at the last page of the transcript. Let's see. I'll even say what page it is.
Она смотрит последнюю страницу.
I can actually send it to you.
No. Don't send me anything, okay?
No,
That's
I
not
already
appropriate. Okay,
already
just a
sent
minute.
Nine.
Just a minute. Okay. Look at page 9 of the transcript.
Yes.
Смотрите 9-ю страницу.
And it says, and I quote, "My understanding of the case law is it's plaintiff's burden to show that the proposed division is equitable and that the defendant really has they're entitled to attend, but they cannot participate."
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. But according to Mrs. Quist, the proposed order, I can participate, and this is not correct.
Your Honor, I just read from her order right here.
No,
Oh, ma'am, just a minute. Just
What I read to you in court just now is her proposed order. we accept and agree to that. We accept that. I just objected to that one sentence being taken out because both counsel argued. But what I read to you just now is from her order, and we accept that.
Okay, then
That's it.
order, I'll sign that.
Thank you.
I'm signing your proposed order, Ms. Gumaleva.
Она посылает вам приказ.
Что?
Она посылает вам сейчас подписанный приказ.
It is, Your Honor, it's the 42525 order. It's the one I just read. There's been, yeah.
She telling that in her proposed order she did not have this, and the judge can check and verify that she did not have it in her proposed order. If this order would be signed a month ago, then
Motion for I would submit my motion for reconsideration, and with damages hearing would be cancelled. So
I object. I objected to that sentence, and if this court overrules that and agrees that this order will be entered, that's fine. But I have the right to object to orders also, not just Ms. Gumaleva. I'm trying to get moving forward.
Просто проблема в том, что это была намеренная, this is a manipulation of the process, because she didn't give me even 1 day to submit my motion for reconsideration. And
all right. No, at this point, no, we're moving forward. I will not make a ruling on the damages hearing in order to give you time for the motion for reconsideration. But we're here today, and we're going to go forward with that damages hearing. If we need to, depending on what my decision is on the motion for reconsideration, we may have further proceedings, but we are moving forward today.
so that will she have additional hearing for her motion consideration?
You don't get a hearing on a motion for reconsideration, but my decision after reading the motion for reconsideration, if I grant it, might result in additional hearings. If it doesn't, then today will be it. But since we're all here, we might as well take advantage of the time, and it will not be a waste of time,
Как мы все сегодня сказали,
regardless of my decision.
what does it mean when you said that today it will be it?
Well, if I deny the motion for reconsideration, then your next step would be the Court of Appeals.
Если она
no, I
сегодня...
know, yeah.
Because it's the most efficient, and it was notified, it was noticed out for today. We have everyone here. I have a whole half morning set aside for this. So we're
Yeah.
going to go forward.
Your Honor, I'm not, I understand she has the right to a motion for reconsideration. I'm not objecting to that at all. She doesn't, and I think it's in the best interest of judicial economy to move forward, so I'm not going to object to a motion for reconsideration.
That's what I'm saying. It's in the best interest of everyone to use our time today, so we're going to. All right. Ms. Gumaleva, I'm going to mute you. All right, Ms. Quist.
Your Honor, as you know, we're here for a damages hearing today. If the court allows, I'll take testimony from Mr. Vera in regard to the facts surrounding the prenuptial agreement and the judgment of divorce that will demonstrate that it is equitable under the circumstances. As this court knows, this is a 1.5-year marriage. Ms. Gumaleva left the marriage in October of 2023 or 2022. Mr. Vera will testify to that. And we will go through the prenuptial agreement. And there are a few housekeeping matters, but I think they're better addressed at the end because it gives some context. If this court allows. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Please call your first witness.
I call Christian Vera.
Right? Would you raise your right hand? Would you state your name for the record?
Christian Vera.
Would you spell your name?
CHRISTIAN, V like in victory, ERA.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
Right, thank you. Before we proceed, Ms. Gumaleva, you seem to understand English well. Do you? My feeling would keep Ms. O'Mealy as an interpreter here, so that if you don't understand something, you can ask for it to be translated. Are you okay with that, or do you want
should I raise my hand, or how will go?
raise your hand would be fine.
Okay, yeah.
That's fine. Okay, Ms. Quist.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Vera, I'm going to ask you a series of questions surrounding not so much as your marriage, but as to the prenuptial agreement and to the judgment of divorce, as you know, and has been discussed. A judgment of divorce really has to be fair and equitable under the circumstances, even if a person is in default. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions surrounding.
Ms. Quist, hold on. I'm sorry. I think you might be speaking too fast.
Mr. Vera, as you know, the court must do equity and must decide that a judgment is equitable and fair in light of the surrounding circumstances, even when a person is in default. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions regarding the prenuptial agreement and the judgment of divorce. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
And I'm going to ask you to not guess or to not try and put words in the other person's mouth. Just answer the questions. If you can't, say you can't answer it. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you. It's like housekeeping. What's your current address?
49519.
Yes, and these are foundational questions that we ask in all of our cases. Are you married?
Yes.
To whom are you married?
Deanna Gumliva.
When were you married?
We were married February 11th of 2023 at Fairway Estate Court in Valrico, Florida.
Okay. Did you have any children together?
No.
Okay. Is this your first marriage?
No.
Did you own property before the marriage?
Yes.
Did Ms. Gomliva own property before the marriage?
Yes.
And because of this, did the two of you decide to take any precautions in regard to protecting your property in the event of a divorce?
Yes. I had a prenup done prior to marriage by Steve Elkins. During that meeting, Deanna signed it. She also signed off on any assets moving forward after the marriage, because in her eyes, if the marriage didn't work, she wanted the divorce to be done so she didn't have to spend any equitable monies to fight it in court, as well as she didn't want people to think she married me for my money.
And did both of you...
Ms. Quist, she's raising her hand. Ms. O'Mealy, can you translate, please?
Yes, I want to ask to repeat the last phrase.
Mr. Vera, could you repeat what the last sentence you said?
Pertaining to Deanna signing off on future assets of the marriage, her reasoning to Steve Elkins was because of the fact that she didn't want to incur cost of a divorce. If the divorce was needed, it would be done. And she didn't want people to think that she married me for money. That's why she signed off on the prenup as well as the future assets of the marriage.
Он сказал, что у вас был договор, который вы подписали до заключения брака, чтобы если брак не сработает и у вас будет развод, чтобы люди не говорили, что вы вышли замуж за деньги. И чтобы не тратить деньги на бракоразводный процесс.
Mr. Vera, so you were married in January of 2023 or February?
Yes, I was. I'm sorry. Did I say January? It was February 11th, 2023.
Okay.
3 days before Valentine's Day.
When did Ms. Gomliva leave the marriage?
Deanna left the United States to go back to her home country of Russia, to Moscow, to finish renovations of an apartment that she had bought prior to the marriage.
When was that?
That was in October of 23. I can't give you the exact date, but it was middle to end of October.
So she's remained with you as a marital couple for 7 or 8 months?
Yeah, I haven't seen her since she left to go to Russia in October of 23.
Okay.
I didn't even know that she was even back in the country until maybe November of 2024. I didn't even know she was here.
At the time of the marriage and the signing of the prenuptial agreement, what were your assets?
Oh, I got a lot. I had a lot. I own a couple restaurants in town. I own property in Florida. I own my 401ks with Morgan Stanley. I have my crypto accounts. I have my stock ownership when I sold my company job.com in 2020, December of 2021.
Let me ask
I just got a lot.
a different way. Let me ask you a different way.
Okay.
Were they all stated in the prenuptial agreement?
Yes, everything that that all my assets were actually they were actually done prior to the prenup, and it was
Okay.
because I had a will and trust set up in case because I was having multiple back surgeries over the from I lost my brother in 2017, and he didn't have a will or a trust, so therefore I went through. I did a will, a trust, because I had 3 major back surgeries and neck surgery from 2017 till August of 2023. And I wanted to make sure that all my assets and all that were protected. So that way, if something happened to me, they would be protected. So
At the time of the signing of the prenuptial agreement, did Ms. Gumlieva list her assets?
yes.
Okay. And did you state that she owned an apartment or owns an apartment in Moscow?
I helped her pay the apartment off in Moscow prior to our marriage. We got it all paid off. We bought almost all of the renovation materials prior to her coming to the United States for our marriage.
Hold on, Mr. Vera, hold on. Ms. O'Malley, can you translate?
Да, он утверждает, что он участвовал в покупке материалов для ремонта вашей недвижимости в Москве и участвовал материально в этом ремонте и помогал вам. She's muted. I cannot hear what she's saying.
You're just translating at this point for Mr. Vera, for Ms. Gumlieva, so she can understand what's being said.
But I cannot hear if she understood me because she said something, but I cannot hear.
Okay, Ms. Gumlieva, did you understand?
Госпожа Гумилева, вы понимаете?
Да, я поняла, но это ложь.
She understood everything, but it's not true.
Well, that's fine, but this is not the time to bring that up. Just
Сейчас,
checking to make sure you understood.
сейчас мы не будем обсуждать, мы просто убедимся, что вы поняли, о чем он говорил.
Hey, Mr. Vera.
So with that, with her leaving, she went to go finish the renovation. There was still labor that needed to be done. There were some other things that needed to be purchased, but therefore I conceded that the apartment, because she bought it prior to us getting married, that would be her hers, as well as any of her bank accounts that she had over in Russia. As well as I had bought her a 2015 Mercedes that she didn't like, and we sold it and got a Kia Seltos.
And I'm just going to follow up on that since we just touched on the subject.
Ms. Quist, hold on. Mr. Vera, could you repeat what you said and just slow down a little bit? Because I think it's the speed at which everyone is talking that's causing the difficulty.
I understand, Your Honor. And Deanna's English is better than what she wants to say. But anyways, during that time frame, she left to go back to Moscow to finish renovation of her place. I had already finished paying the apartment off. I had already bought about 70 to 80% of the materials needed. When she went back, there was other things that she needed to buy to finish a kitchen and bathroom and find labor. So
Is it something that I need to interpret for her, or we can continue?
Ms. Gumileva, do you understand?
Вы понимаете? She's saying something. I cannot.
Can you give a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Вы понимаете, скажите так или нет? I guess she understood.
Okay.
So, with that being said, I that's hers. It was originally had bought it prior to the marriage, but she had probably about a $40,000, $50,000 debt on the property, which I helped her pay off. I also had given her a 2015 Mercedes. She didn't like it, so we sold it. We got her a 2022 Kia Seltos. So that way, when we went and we had the prenuptial set or signed, we listed the bank accounts, her own bank accounts, I believe it was her own bank accounts that was listed in that, as well as the 2015 Mercedes. But at that time, we still had it. We hadn't sold it yet, and the Moscow property.
I have a question for you, Mr. Vera. Just since you just brought up the Mercedes, you sold it and purchased a Kia for Ms. Gumileva?
Yes, I did, a Kia Seltos.
What happened to that car?
I moved my daughter and I used it to move, and we were parked on the side of the street, and somebody that had been drinking either passed out or was on their phone, and they ran into the back end of the Seltos, totaling it.
Is there
That vehicle sat from October till this happened December, I believe it was December 8th of 2024. The vehicle sat, and I would occasionally drive it because it's not good to let a car sit for over a year and not driving it.
And was the car insured?
Yes, I did all the insurance. And it was actually titled in both of our names because Deanna didn't go through and get a Michigan license in order to continue insurance. So I had to be the one to insure the vehicle. As a matter of fact, I think they took her off the insurance because she had been here since 2022, late fall of 2022. Or in America, we need to have our vehicles insured in case someone hits us, or in case the vehicle is damaged. It protects us as individuals in the car. If we're critically injured, it also protects the car being replaced. I paid for the insurance. I continued to pay for the insurance all through the marriage, which isn't an issue. So that way the vehicle would be properly covered during this time.
Just a quick question, Mr. Vera. How long have you known Diana Gumileva?
How long have I known her?
Yes.
I met her December 13th or 14th of 2020.
Have you ever had a problem communicating with her because of
No.
the language barrier?
No.
Thank you. Back to the car. So it was insured at the time it was hit?
Yes, it was.
Who was it insured by?
It was insured by Hanover Citizens.
Okay. And what have they done in regard to the car?
It's a total loss. At the time, I wasn't sure what the loss was. So, when Deanna got upset about the car being wrecked, I had indicated that there was about $17,000 worth of damage to the vehicle. And I had offered to give her that, or get her another vehicle to replace of close to the same value or the similar value or similar vehicle. Of course, she got upset and said I did it on purpose, which I don't know how that's possible. But it was total. The Citizen Hanover has been sending me numerous emails because they need to have the title signed off. But because both of it's not.
Mr. Vera, can you back up and slow down, please?
Okay, sorry. The Hanover has been asking me to provide a signed title back to them so they can close the case on the insurance claim. The title is, instead of it being Christian or Deanna, it reads Christian and Deanna. So therefore, I have to either have the court allow me to sign the title in behalf of Deanna, but it needs to be both our signatures in order for the case to be closed. They found out that they agreed to pay $25,000 for the damage of the vehicle.
And my understanding, Mr. Vera, is that the check will be.
She has her hands raised. So back up a little bit, Mr. Vera.
I can repeat everything he's just said about
Okay, good. All right.
Which I have not done.
those names.
Okay.
Yeah, which I have not done yet. So
Okay.
Он еще не поставил эту подпись.
And the $25,000 check will be given to Ms. Gumliva, correct?
that's correct, because I bought the vehicle for her as a gift. And on January 3rd, I told her that I would either try to, at the time, I thought it was only 17,000. Now, since that last communication between the two of us via WhatsApp, I found out that they were going to total the vehicle and they were going to issue a check for, I believe it's 25,000. It might be a couple dollars more, but it's the $25,000 is the value that they say the vehicle is worth. And therefore, because I bought it as a gift for her, she deserves that.
That's consistent with the prenuptial agreement, given that it was a car. It was a Mercedes that she chose to sell. Correct? And buy a Kia. Mr. Vera, has Ms. Gumliva collected her personal belongings from your house here in Michigan?
No, actually, that's what sparred all this fighting in court, was that she wanted to come get her car and her items at the house. And that's when I said that she's welcome to come get the items in the house, but there's an issue. And that's when I explained about the car. At no given point was she even concerned that myself and my daughter were almost hit by this guy. We were 25 yards from the car. Right away, it was more of a concern that I did this to hurt her and to get back at her, versus any concern on any safety. But when the issue arose that the car wouldn't be there, that's when all this spiraled down the ugly slope that it's at.
And you will have, and if we can get a court order to sign the title, then you will turn over a check for $25,000 to Ms. Gumliva, correct?
That's correct. I think I also indicated that I could send it to your office and you could
Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. I'm happy to be the go-between.
But she's welcome to all her things. It's just I can send them to her.
Are they valuable?
Oh yeah. I mean, Deanna didn't. I treated Deanna good. I mean, she Saint Laurent leather coat, Burberry trench, Christian Louboutin shoes. She's got a lot of nice. I bet just in those three items, it's close to $10,000.
And they're
all hers.
They're all hers. They're all packaged and ready for her, and they're in exactly the same state as she left them.
As of just recently, I moved them out of my closet into the spare bedroom closet, but they're still on hangers. They need to be packed up and sent. But I would be willing to send those to wherever she's living, or if she wants to come and pack them up herself and grab them, which I don't know why she would want that. I can make arrangements for her to meet Alba and them at the house. But I would prefer that maybe I don't know. It might be easier for her to look at them and pack them. So
okay.
She raised her hand.
She raised her hand. Oh.
She seems to be okay.
Okay.
Besides what we have described, was there any joint property that the two of you purchased during the 8 months that you lived together as husband and wife?
No.
Mr. Vera,
As a matter of fact, at that given point in time, I had sold my company, and I wasn't working the way that I should because the company wasn't paying for what they were supposed to, and I ended up having to take them to litigation. So therefore, I didn't work, and I haven't worked. So therefore, I haven't been able to really acquire any more assets after that time. So,
and looking at the judgment of divorce, in your opinion, is it consistent with the prenuptial agreement, given what we've talked about today, which I knew we would have to discuss?
yes.
Okay. And do you consider the terms of the judgment fair and equitable?
Yes.
And at the time of the signing of the prenuptial agreement, did you and Ms. Gumliva consider the terms of the prenuptial agreement to be fair and equitable?
Yes. She even was given the opportunity to speak with counsel, Audra McClure, which she never reached out to be able to make sure that all this was fair for her.
And I have reviewed that email, Mr. Vera, so she did not follow up. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions in regard to, it's really just procedural, but it's jurisdictional also. Were you a resident of the state of Michigan for 180 days prior to the filing of the complaint for divorce?
Yes.
Were you a resident of Kent County for 10 days prior to the marriage?
Yes.
And the filing of the, okay. Has there been a breakdown of the marital relationship to the extent that there is no reasonable possibility of reconciliation?
Yes, we tried counseling, that didn't work. So I just want Deanna to be happy. I want her to move forward in life. She's smart, she's intelligent, she's beautiful. She can acquire anything that she wants that she sets her mind to. I want her to move forward. I couldn't make her happy. I don't want her to continue to live, and it's best that we move and separate. And I need to live my life. I'm 61 years old as of the 4th of May, and I need to move forward in my life as well and focus on a sick father, focus on my daughter, focus on my life. So.
And I have to ask this question, but I guess we could ask Ms. Gumliva because she's here. To your knowledge, is Ms. Gumliva pregnant at this time?
No.
Okay. I have a question that I did not ask earlier. During the marriage, did you provide Ms. Gumliva with money to send to her parents?
From the time we met, I would give her monies. Let me say, not from the time I met her in December. She brought a lot of good to my life at that point in time, and she got sick a couple times. I made sure that I sent her medicine or sent her money to go to the doctors when she was in St. Martin. At that point in time, it was somewhere after her birthday, the 26th of May, that we decided, as a matter of fact, that's when I proposed to her. And we decided to make our relationship go. And during that time, I gave her monies to be able to pay for her rent because things were tight. It was COVID time. I also sent monies that I thought she was sending to her parents, only to find out that she hasn't had a relationship with her parents for years. As well as I was sending money for her to pay off her mortgage in Moscow. Not to mention when she went out in October of 23, I don't remember if it was Uzbekistan or Azerbaijan. I had to fly her there so that way I could send her money to Western Union because of the sanctions on the Russian bank. I was also sending her money when she was living in Russia until the war happened and sanctions didn't allow me to send money through TransferWise or whatever it was called at the time. But yes, I took care of her when I told her that we were married, and I told her that when we got married, I didn't want to be divorced, and so we moved forward in that, and but evidently the monies that were being sent to Deanna for her parents never got to them. So
I don't have anything further at this time, unless the court has any questions. I believe the judge.
I do not.
Okay, thank you.
My only other remaining question would be whether or not we want to move on and address the motions, the other motions that were up for Thursday.
I'm happy to it. Is that the one about the court live streaming?
Yes, I believe there's, let me pull that up. Sorry, my technology is slow today.
I do have a question at the end too.
Go ahead and ask the question while I'm looking at this.
As we move forward and all that, I do know that I still have Deanna insured. I pay for her insurance and her cell phone. Once this is done, I need to know how to address. She has the ability for Cobra, which she can pay. But those are a couple things that I have continued to pay during the time of us being separated.
I can answer those questions for you.
All right,
Okay.
hold on, Ms. Quist. Could you repeat that, Mr. Vera? Maybe it's a little slower.
Since Deanna's been gone, I continue. I just need to figure out what's going to happen at the end of this. As I have continued to pay for her health insurance, her dental insurance, her vision insurance, her cell phone during this time frame. And then once this is done and over with, I just need to know how to address that so that way she knows that she has to be responsible to pay for her own insurance because she gets Cobra and her own cell bill after that.
She understood.
Mr. Vera, I can help you with that when this is over. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. And Ms. Quist, it looks to me, and I guess I'll ask Ms. Van Noller to confirm, but it appears to me, since we just dealt with the
All right, guys, buckle up because this courtroom hearing instantly goes off the rails. The moment the attorney starts explaining the order, the defendant suddenly cuts in and tries to challenge the process in real time. You can hear the frustration building from every side as the judge struggles to keep control of the hearing. What makes this clip so powerful is how fast the tension explodes. 1 second it sounds procedural, and the next second voices are overlapping, objections are flying, and the judge is forced to mute her entirely. This is the exact kind of courtroom moment that makes viewers stop scrolling because it feels completely unfiltered, emotional, and unpredictable from the very start.
The objection to the proposed order and the motion to enter the order, that the only remaining thing for Thursday is the motion to show cause that Ms. Gumleva has filed, and I believe that relates to unauthorized recording and publication of the court hearing.
Okay.
Let me just ask, Ms. Gumleva, do you agree that's the remaining motion?
I'm fine with addressing it.
Okay, just...
Властность ее заявления.
Что она сказала?
Can you repeat your question?
That the only motion left for Thursday at this point is the motion to show cause regarding the unauthorized recording and publication of the hearing.
She did not receive any notice about it. In her email, she did not receive anything.
You filed the motion and it was noticed up for Thursday, I understand.
She did not have official notice from the court, and she did not have a link for the Thursday meeting.
All right. Well, the question is, do we want to do that? Are you prepared to handle that today?
No, I am not ready now. I want to do it Thursday. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then, is there anything further?
Есть ли что-то, что вы хотели бы продолжить?
Yeah. Сейчас.
Is a question for her?
No, it's for everyone.
Нет, это вопрос для всех.
I do have a question. Does Ms. Gumleva agree to sign the title so she can receive her check? If she does not, I would ask for a court order so that Mr. Vera can sign the title, because it has become an issue. There will be a check waiting for her for $25,000.
She is not willing to sign the title until the process will be over with the divorce. The process will be over because 90% what she hears from Mr. Vera is not true, according to her.
Mr. Vera is receiving rather insistent communications from the title company and the insurance company to get this done, regardless of how this ends. These mechanical steps must be taken. Is it possible to get a court order to have this? I could take the $25,000 and put it in a trust account to be held for her. I don't mind. I'm just trying to wrap up as much as possible so that as we move forward, we don't have to keep going back.
Okay. That is reasonable. That is a very typical way of handling these things during the pendency of a divorce.
To translate, please.
Yeah. Вы хотите перевести ту часть, которую сказала?
Да, что сказала адвокат противоположной стороны.
Yes, she wants to go back and interpret for me to everything we just said.
So yes, I will grant. Oops, Mr. Vera.
I just Your Honor, they've been asking me since our divorce hearing on the 28th, I believe, of February. They've been bugging me monthly, and it's not just them; it's the salvage company. So I'm getting bombarded with both sides of it. And
all right, guys. Now this is where the entire case starts unfolding piece by piece. What began as a simple disagreement over a court order suddenly turns into a deep battle over a prenuptial agreement, luxury assets, insurance money, and accusations of manipulation. The husband calmly tells the court about paying off her Moscow apartment, buying expensive gifts, supporting her financially, and even offering her a $25,000 insurance payout after the vehicle dispute. But throughout the hearing, you can feel the distrust hanging in the air as she repeatedly hints that much of his testimony is not true. The judge keeps trying to move the process forward while both sides quietly fight for leverage. By the end, the courtroom is no longer debating emotions. It's about control, money, signatures, and who the judge ultimately believes.
so
I will grant an order requiring that the title be signed, that the proceeds be put in Ms. Quist's trust account to be held until the final determination and distribution of the property in this case. Ms. Gumleva, that signing the title does not mean you agree. It's just getting the insurance company and the salvage company and all of these other people out of the mix.
Would it's even one from her side? Does she need to sign that title?
Yes. That argument would still be available to you if the default is set aside.
Before she signed any documentation, she would like to have consultation with her representative.
That's fine. That is always available to you, but I am entering an order today that title be signed immediately.
Thank you. So is the title going to be assigned to Mr. Vera, or is Ms. Gumleva ordered to sign the title immediately? I don't care which one. Begin.
Trying to think what would be the easiest way to resolve this. I think assigning it to Mr. Vera. That's what I'll order, that it be assigned to him with the value being an open issue as far as the marital estate goes at this point.
And thank you, Your Honor. Will you be drafting the order, or do you want me to draft it?
I'd prefer that you draft it.
I
And
will.
if you get it to me ASAP,
Okay.
I will sign it.
I'll get it to you within the next hour. Thank you.
Okay. All right. All right. And we are adjourned, and we will see you on Thursday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Встреча в четверг.